Hello there. Welcome back to the Legalpreneur Attorney YouTube channel. Really excited about today's topic, which sounds obvious, but there's going to be some really good information in this video. I promise. It's all about number 46, creating a website. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, click the link in the description. It is a free download, completely free, 99 ways to find your next client. My goal is to make sure that you always have a consistent stream of clients coming to you. And so this free download, there's literally 99 different ways to make sure that you always have clients coming in. And then this channel is dedicated to diving deeper into each of those 99 ways. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, share it with your other attorney friends, and let's get into it. So create a website. If you're an attorney with your own firm, hopefully you have a website. There's a couple of problems though. Number one, I see attorneys without a website. And going with the website is a firm email address. If you are a lawyer and you don't, one, have a website, or you don't have an @ your domain name email address, those are two things you need to get ASAP, like yesterday, because people are not going to take you seriously unless you have those things, because that's like bottom of the barrel. Absolutely need to have those. I think it costs $10 a month for the email address. You can get a website. I know my first law firm website, I just sent the copy, told them what colors I wanted to use. I got a logo created. I got it done on Upwork. I think it was like $250. They did it on Squarespace. That was it. Obviously now we have a much more in-depth website for Legalpreneur. I did spend several $1,000s to get a new law firm website around 2019, 2020. I think it was 2020. So don't think it has to be this big elaborate thing. Like you can literally spend less than $300 to get a full website built out. That's it. And you need a website because when you're wanting to work with clients, especially in the digital age, the first thing they do is Google you. They look up your social media presence, and they're going to look for your website. They want to find more information about you. Even if you're thinking, oh, I'm a lawyer, they're not going to look me up. I don't care if you think, oh, I'm just a lawyer, they're not going to look me up. They'll see this or that. No. We are in the digital age. You have to have a website. And it doesn't have to be this huge, robust website. I know there's companies out there that'll charge you $3,000, $5,000 a month to like do your SEO, do this. Like, I've never, ever pay. Now I have, but when I had just the law firm, I'd never paid anybody to do SEO at all. Never, not once. My ongoing cost for my website, I think, was $50 a month for Squarespace, and that we ended up having to go to that $50 a month because we were doing subscriptions. But if you're not even doing subscriptions, I think it might be $10 or $20 a month. And then your email address. So if you're worried about costs, like it's not as much as you think, and it's a necessary cost. So don't think of it as a negative cost around like, oh, I have to spend this money. Like I get to spend this money because I get to have my own firm. I get to bring in clients. Like I get to do these things. So if you have a negative connotation around these costs, turn it around, get excited about it. It's all about changing your mindset about some of these costs. Now, the other issue that I see with lawyer websites, and I think there's a time and a place for these, but it is the traditional law firm look. I don't know how else to describe it other than the traditional law firm website look. Like I said, there's a time and a place for that. If you have a mid-sized firm, a bigger firm, like I think it does need to have a more traditional look. But if you're a solo attorney, first, of course, you need to figure out who's your ideal client, who is your avatar, who are you selling to, like who is your audience? And you need to make sure that website is attractive to them. It doesn't matter what practice area you're in. You figure out who your audience is and figure out what website is going to attract them. So for Andrea Sager Law, my law firm, working with online businesses, creators, small businesses, a traditional law firm website is not attractive to them. And I can't tell you how many clients would even compliment my website. They're like, oh, I just love the look of your website. that's exactly somebody that I want to work with. You seem fun. You're not a traditional suit. You're just fun. And I remember initially on the website, my very first website, I think I had something on like my about page that had, it said something like, I'm not a traditional lawyer. You'll never find me in a suit. Normally I'm at home working in my PJs on my couch. And I cannot tell you how many people would tell me something about that. They're like, I love that. I was like, yes, I want to work with her. And so I'm not telling you that's what you need to put on your website. And I'm not saying everybody needs that type of website, but you have to figure out who is your client. Speak to them. It doesn't matter if you can go and copy somebody else's website, which plenty of people have copied my websites before, but you have to figure out who your client is and speak to them. So if you have a traditional law firm website look, maybe think about refreshing it. I work with a lot of coaches, consultants, online businesses, and they don't want to see the traditional website at all. So ours was very fun, funky, just really trying to call in who we wanted to work with. So just think about if you do have a website, does it need a refresh? Do you need a new look? If you have questions, you want some ideas, reach out to me. I am not the designer at all, but I can tell you like, hey, you should probably get rid of this, or you shouldn't have this, or I can help you. So my operations manager, Kayla, she's also my best friend in real life. And we're like the best duo because I'm very much the visionary and she's the details person. I'm like, I want it to like look like this, and she's the detail. She's like, well, it's got to do this, because I try to design something and she's like, that looks awful, and I'm like, yeah, it does look awful. I don't understand why I can't make things look as pretty as you, because my brain literally doesn't work like that. And it's so funny seeing it in real life. Like, my brain does not work like that. Hers is very detail oriented. Like, it's got to do this, do that, like it look like this. I'm just like, I don't even know where to start with that stuff. So anyways, I digress. Make sure that you have a website that attracts people that you want to attract. Now, next is what to include on your website. This is such a big topic with a lot of solo attorneys that I see. Fees or no fees? Do you put the fees on the website? And I think it depends really on where you are in business. So at the very beginning, I don't think I put fees on the website, but very soon we did put fees on the website because we did make it to where they could just purchase a trademark package from their website. We were very, very overdone with disclaimers on the website, and we would always send them in. They would have to agree to the terms, and then they would still have to sign an engagement. So very much like took care of all those things. I know some people are not comfortable with that. Perfectly fine. However, we posted the fees because we had such a huge inbound of clients. I literally could not get on the phone with every single person, and people were just ready to pay us. They were like, okay, I'm ready to pay. So we would just make it easily accessible for them. I know that's not the case in every practice area, because if you charge hourly, you may or may not want to charge your hourly fees. And some people may need an explanation of that. Like, here's my fee, here's the other attorney's fee, here's my paralegal's fee, like here's this. So those are reasons why you may not want to post anything. However, if you're somebody that charges a minimum, your firm, the minimum for even a paralegal is like $500 an hour, you probably want to put that on your website because you don't want to waste your time on the phone with those people that can't even afford the paralegal's rate. And I'm not saying that your paralegal should be $500 an hour, but if you have fees and don't want to waste your time on phone calls, post what you want to post. Publish what you want to publish. Now, make sure you are abiding by your other, like all the rules in your state. Some states are very strict. I think in Texas, you have to inform the bar every time you're going to update the website or something like that. I don't know, something crazy. But make sure that you know what those rules are and you're abiding by them, because that's the last thing that you want to do is get in trouble with the bar for your website or anything that you post online. So make sure that's all clear. If you have any questions about your website, should you make some changes, if you want just my feedback on your website, feel free to drop me a comment. drop me your website. I'm happy to take a look, or reach out on Instagram. Always happy to take a look and help out. I hope this was helpful. And don't be afraid to use Upwork. Like, Upwork, I think, is great. We've used them many, many times for many different projects. Great way to find freelancers that do good work. So go to Upwork if you don't have a website. Get it done for less than like $300. Get it done. See you next week.